Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and the day has finally come that I have set up a Patreon. If you guys aren't aware of my situation in my personal life, 3 weeks ago, my mother fell down the stairs. She's still in the hospital. She was in a coma. She's out of the coma, but she had a severe brain injury. So for 2 weeks, I didn't do anything. Everything is pretty much stabilized now. It's just a matter of time now before she comes home, but there's going to be a lot of things she won't be able to do. We're hoping that most of it will come back to her, but right now it's pretty much touch and go. So, in the last week, if you didn't notice, I have put out tons of content. I did 2 episodes of Barry, episode of Misfits, episode of Always Sunny. I did a new thing called the Retro Movie of the Week. If you guys are into that, let me know. I'll do more of them. Right now, it's hovering around 50 or 60 views, and I did it on Thursday or Friday. So people are watching it, but it's definitely the lowest watch thing of all the content I do. They don't take that long to do, and I enjoy doing them. It's basically clip outs from the movie, and then I do like basically a review on a nostalgic movie from the 80s or 90s. If you didn't see that, go check it out. It's called Retro Movie of the Week. But I've been pumping out tons of content because I want to get back into this. I don't want to let YouTube get stagnant where like I just stop doing stuff, because after a while you just like quit. So I came in this week guns blazing, got a ton of content out, and last but not least, I had my brother help me with Patreon. We basically got everything done. I set up the tiers and the goals and everything like that. We could pretty much launch it right now. But before I actually launched it, I kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm thinking of doing, because I don't want to launch it and then everyone goes like, that's not really what we want or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys what the tier levels are going to look like. You guys let me know what you think. If you wanted other things, me and my brother talked about it. The rewards you get for the different tier levels and stuff makes sense in our mind, but I've never done Patreon before. I've never subscribed to a Patreon before. So I'm basically going in blind. This is all going to be trial and error, touch and go. The Patreon, depending on how everything goes, it will launch this week, and I will put another video up once it launches explaining the different things to everybody. But right now, this is the way it stands. So basically, when you go to my Patreon, which you can't do yet, it will look like this. We had 3 tier levels that we're starting with. So I'm just going to go over them really quick so people understand what I'm talking about. Terminator is the first tier. $3 a month, you get full-length reactions to all the shows I do. So whatever shows you see me do, instead of breaking it up into parts, you guys get the full reaction, unedited full reaction of the shows. And you get to vote on other shows that will happen in the future on the channel itself. Even shows like The Wire that I finished, or True Detective, all those shows will have all the full reactions up. My brother's coming home this week to visit my mom, so we're going to work out the kinks. But right now, that's how tier 1 will work. Basically, you get all the full reactions of every show I do or did do in the past, and you get voting power on future shows. Tier 2 is $5 a month, and basically you're getting what you get in the first tier, so you get full reactions and you get extra voting power, but you're also getting voting power on an exclusive show that only tier 2 people will get. AKA, what that probably is going to be is I can't keep doing so many shows because there's just too much content. I break everything down into 2 and 3 parts. That's why it takes me so long to edit. And I don't see anybody else do that on YouTube because they have things like Patreon. No one else does what I do with 2 and 3 parters unless it's like a finale or something like that. The reason I did it was because I didn't have something like a Patreon. So now that I have a Patreon, I'm still going to do 1 or 2 shows where I break it up into parts and it'll be on YouTube for free. But if you want full-length reactions, you're going to have to subscribe to Patreon. And some of the shows that I've been doing are going to just be like 1-parters. It takes me forever to edit. So what I'm going to do is, this week I'm going to finish up all the season 1s. Barry, Misfits, Deadwood. Those are the 3 big ones I'm doing right now. Always Sunny I can't finish because it's airing weekly. I'm a little behind on it, but that I'll keep the same because it's a short episode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up all the season 1s, throw them up on the channel. And then one of the 3 is going to become a tier 2 show. There's just so many shows to do. And honestly, the hour-long shows take me the longest to edit. They take me 4 or 5 hours to edit. Basically, to save me all the time of editing, one of those hour-long shows are going to become a tier 2 exclusive. You get all of season 1. They'll all be on my channel. Full reactions will be on Patreon for tier 1. I'll still put up a mashup of the entire episode in 1 part. So Instead of getting 3 parts of that show, you're only going to get 1 part from now on. Basically, so I could do more shows and more content, I'm cutting down the hour-long shows. Instead of doing 3-parters and getting copyright striked and copyright claimed all the time. I'm just going to do a mashup like most reactors do, where you get 10 minutes of the show, fair use. And then if you guys want to see the full reactions to those shows, those full reactions are going to be tier 2 only. The tier 1 people get the full reactions to everything that's on my actual YouTube page. So The Wire and True Detective and all those shows, even the season 1 stuff of the shows that's in tier 2, you'll get the full reactions of the season 1 stuff that I've already completed. But from here on, when I start all the season 2s, I just don't have the time to keep editing up 3-parters. And the reason of Patreon is to avoid things like that. Why do all the work? If you people want to see it, then they could go on Patreon and see it. So, like I said, it's going to be a little touch and go in the beginning, but I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. Then we go to tier 3. Tier 3 will be all the things you get in tier 1 and 2, but along with that, you get a personal shout out on the show of your choice, and you get your own exclusive show that will only be Patreon. And you even get to vote on what show you'd want. So whoever's in tier 3, say it's 5 people. Those 5 people get to vote on the exclusive show I do. And I don't mind doing an extra show because I won't have to edit it up for YouTube. I could put it directly to Patreon, full reaction, and it's a done deal. The reason I'm doing it that way is because the only way I could add another show to the mix is if I don't have to edit it up for 4 hours every episode. So that is why there'll be an exclusive show for tier 3 people. You guys can even vote on which show you want. So those are all the different tiers. If you guys have any questions, that's why I'm doing this video, because I don't want to launch Patreon and then have all this confusion. I kind of want to talk to you guys about it first, see where your heads are at, kind of like line up together, and then launch it sometime this week. So any questions or any ideas, put them in the comments below, please. I will definitely be keeping an eye on those tonight, specifically so I could get this going. As far as questions that have been asked to me already, Star Trek and Better Call Saul. People are like, what happened to those shows? Better Call Saul kept getting flagged, and Star Trek, I actually got a letter from CBS, an email, saying you have to pull all your videos, even the ones that are marked private on my channel that I just watched with my brother. I was putting up episodes and watching them with my brother and marking them private, so no one could even see them unless I gave him my password so he could go in and watch them on the channel. I don't even know how they know, but CBS somehow found out and was like, you must cease and desist, pull your private videos too. So Star Trek is 100% a no-go. I even emailed them back and said, I want to react to your content. I've never seen Star Trek before. I want to do this in like a reaction type format with reviews and stuff like that. They're like, we're never allowing you to do it. Sorry, no go. Then I dove a little deeper and I found out CBS is suing tons of fan film people who are using Star Trek material and content. So I do not want to get involved with CBS shows. Every CBS show I've done, Twilight Zone, Star Trek, and I'm sure others, have been the worst to deal with. So Star Trek could be a perfect example of a show that would work perfect as an exclusive show on Patreon, because I can't even do a mashup or like a breakdown of the episode, or I will immediately get flagged and striked. At some point, if I want to do Star Trek, that's the only way I could probably do that. At some point, I'll make it an exclusive show. All the Star Treks, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, any ones you guys want. Old school Star Trek with William Shatner, there's Discovery, there's Picard now. All of those are owned by CBS and I can't touch them. If you look on reactor sites, you will notice that most people don't react to anything Star Trek. Maybe the new stuff like Discovery or Picard that's coming out, or if it is already, I don't even know. But those shows they might try, but most of them are redirected to sites like Patreon or Twitch or something like that. So just giving you guys an example, Star Trek would probably be the perfect show to do. At some point, if people don't vote for it, I might just make Star Trek a tier 3 show. So if you're tier 3, you can see all the full reactions to Star Trek, only because I have no other avenue to do it. Better Call Saul, I think I'll be able to edit properly now that I know what I'm doing. So that answers a few of those questions. Also, people have been commenting to me and writing me saying that I wear the same shirts all the time. I am aware I wear the same like 10 shirts all the time, but that is because they are my comfortable sit around the house shirts. I have my work shirts and my button downs and my polos, but I don't like to wear fancy shirts. Like to me, this is too fancy right now. I'm only wearing it because I just came from the hospital and I wanted to look somewhat presentable. But most of the time I wear cutoff shirts or like movie shirts or something like that. People were saying, yo, could I send you shirts? Like, I want to buy you a shirt and would you wear it on your channel? If you guys want to send me shirts, by all means, do it. I will wear them on my channel. Just don't send me ridiculous things that I wouldn't want to wear. I am an extra large. I mean, you don't have to do this at all. I will buy my own shirts. I want to start wearing shirts more related to the shows I'm doing. So I'm going to buy like a half dozen new shirts just so I could do it. Like one I saw I already ordered is Monster Squad where Wolfman's got nards. Stuff like that. Stuff related to movies. You guys see my other shirts. I have like the Monster Mania shirt. I have the Rick and Morty shirt, Italian Stallion, Sons of Anarchy, The Wire. I have all these shirts that I wear. A lot of Saints shirts, a lot of football, sports, LSU, Boston. I do have a plethora of shirts, but I do so much content, a lot of the shirts keep getting recycled. So by all means, if you guys want to send me shirts, like I said, if it's something ridiculous, I'm not going to wear it. And I'm an extra large. So if someone sends me like an extra small as a joke, I'm not going to just wear it for the sake of wearing it and make myself look foolish and uncomfortable. But by all means, if you guys feel like sending me shirts that you want me to wear, I'll wear them. I'm an extra large. Easy enough. So that answers that question. Later on this week, I might also do a live stream to launch this, just so everyone's on the same page and they know what they're getting into and they understand the different tier levels. I tried to explain it as best I could, but if you have any questions, write them down below. Like I said, I'm going to be looking more so than I usually do because I want the feedback, because I want to get this up and running. This has been the one thing that I've been procrastinating on, and I'm almost at 2,500 subscribers. I probably should have did this back when I hit 1,000 and everyone was telling me I should. But at this point, Super Chat's working on my live streams. I did that yesterday. I'm getting this going. By this week, I want to get everything rolling. In about a month and a half, it's New Year's Eve, and that'll almost hit the 1-year point of me starting YouTube. I started somewhere in January, like mid-January. I think the exact day was like the 16th or the 17th. By then, I expect to be over 1 million views and probably around 3,000 subscribers. So I got to get stuff like this rolling. It also makes my life easier. Like I said, it's so hard to edit up 3 parts to every hour-long show, hours and hours and hours of editing. So if I could break that down into less shows, have like one show throw up on my channel where you guys don't have to worry, but the others are going to be Patreon type shows with mashups on my channel so you get like an idea of what you're going to see. But I already made this very long. I don't want to make it too long. So anything else you guys want to know, if I missed anything, write it in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.